Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning here and I'm still in my PJs and I've made myself a coffee. I've done my skincare and put my sunscreen on and I'm going to chuck some makeup on, and I thought I'd film it. So this is kind of my everyday-ish makeup look. I'm kind of moving between a few different face products at the moment, but I thought for this video I would show you the Jones Road What the Foundation and what the hell I think of it, and also the Jones Road Miracle Balm. I've got that as well. I've also got the Jones Road eyeliner as well, so I'll use all those and I'll tell you my thoughts on all of those products. But yeah, let's just get a glowy Sunday morning. Let's go from drab to fab. Remember when magazines, like, they have those terrible headlines on the front and we used to buy them and read them? That just came into my head for some reason. Now, Jones Road, I'm so excited to get these, and I had to use a freight forwarding company because they don't ship to Australia yet. And I'd watched quite a bit of the reviews online. And when I was watching the reviews, I really was quite excited about it because it sounded very similar to the Bobbi Brown Extra Moisturizing Tinted Balm, which also had a SPF in it, which I had included in my top foundations of all time video a few months ago. And I said in that video that it looked like it had been discontinued, which I found super interesting because then this came out and I was like, oh, this sounds exactly the same as what that was. And I loved that foundation. Now, when this arrived, differences are this one doesn't have an SPF in it, which is a shame because it's a great product to have an SPF in it because it's like, you know, just whack it on and go out for the day. And it looks like that. It's very, I don't know if that's probably not focusing, but it is very separated and the oils are just rolling around in there, living their best lives. And I continually have to mix it up. Like, it separates all the time. It's like it's missing an ingredient that is emulsifying it all together, which never happened with the Bobbi Brown Tinted Balm. So I'm like, what is going on there? Other than that, it does feel very similar. It smells very similar. I think it uses very similar essential oils. The texture is very similar as well. So my biggest gripe with this is just that it does this weird separating thing, which is super annoying. And it's really unfriendly for travel. Like, you would never take this traveling because the oil seeps out. You have to put the lid on so hard to keep it all together. I recently moved house and I had to, like, I couldn't put in another makeup. I had to have it sitting upright. So it's like, you know, transporting a precious vase or something so it didn't break. Like, this can't be chucked around or else it will go everywhere. So it's very unuser friendly in a travel sense as well, which, you know, makes it hard to want to reach for it all the time. However, it is a lovely product for dry skin and it is very similar to that Bobbi Brown product, which was an absolute holy grail of mine. So let's pop some on. So what did I get it in? So I got it in the shade beige. The good thing about this is that the Bobbi Brown one, I think from memory, it only had a couple of shades, maybe 3 or 4. This has more shades, which is good. And, you know, I just think Bobbi Brown's such a legend. Now, this doesn't give, as you can see, it really is a tinted balm. Like, you know, some products say that they're a tinted balm and you're like, are you? I would say this totally is. All it does is really kind of give you cohesion to the face without covering anything. As in, it adds a tint, and it's a really nice tint and it's super moisturizing. Like, it feels great. Now, some people who aren't used to using really moisturizing products, you know, like everything that I use for face base is geared towards dry skin. And this is like the queen of them all as far as being super moisturizing. So I think if you're not used to using products like that, you will have an issue with that because you'll be like, what the hell is going on here? But see, it's given a really nice tint, really nice glow. It's not meant to, like, it shouldn't be called a foundation because it's not. It is a tinted balm. Anything beyond just giving that cohesion to the skin and adding a glow, you're gonna need concealer for, which is fine. That's what concealer's for, right? But if you're looking for a product that does, you know, have more coverage from the get-go in your foundation, this is not it. Okay, the next product I'm going to use is the Tarte Coloured Clay CC Under Eye Corrector. It's in lovely rose gold packaging. Looks like that. Comes with a little mirror as well. Now, with my eyes, been having quite a bit of trouble with my eyes lately. Just, you know, I'm 46 and I'm just finding they're quite saggy. And I've been having a bit of trouble doing eye makeup, so I'll show you what I've been doing to kind of combat that. But I have found that doing this first to colour correct and then doing my concealer last allows me to really kind of clean up under there, and the concealer is the last step in my makeup just to add brightness under the eyes. So colour correct first to get rid of the dark circles, whatever's going on, and then we'll brighten as the last step, and that kind of seems to be working. If I'm doing the concealer first as a brightness and then doing my eye makeup, it's tending to be a bit of a slippy slidey mess, so that's what I've been doing. Okay, my love affair for the By Terry Tea to Tan Face and Body Mist continues. I'll give it a shake. I just think this is just the best bronzer for older skin. Again, just do that. And again, I've used this in pretty much every single video I've ever done. It just goes on like water. Absolutely zero texture. I was thinking of doing a video on products that have zero texture, which are great for dry skin. All these products so far, I would say, have zero texture. Like, you know, if you're having one of those dry skin days, none of this is going to highlight it or make it look worse. It's absolutely going to make it look better. So sometimes I do, if I'm wanting a really glowy look, or I've got fake tan on, then I would do a couple of layers, but I don't. And it's a Sunday, so I'm just going to do that one layer. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do cheeks next. Now, I did just an Instagram reel on this, but this is my favourite combo for cheeks at the moment. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, the Rare Beauty blush in Lucky, the liquid blush. I was finding that I love this colour, but it just wasn't working for me. It was too much. It was too pigmented, and you only had to use a little bit, and every little bit that I got out was too much. So I was like, oh, I really want to use it because, you know, it's quite expensive. It's a nice colour. So I thought, how about I mix these two products? So I just do it on the back of my hand, and they mix like an absolute dream. Like, they are totally made for one another. And you can really customize it depending on how much of the blush you put in. So that's, yeah, that's a bit light, so I'll put in a little bit more. But yeah, any liquid blush, and if you've got the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, or if you've got the e.l.f. dupe of it, which isn't out in Australia yet, so I haven't got my hands on it, then just have a go at mixing them, because it's really nice. And the other thing I've been doing is really going, I'm actually going to put a bit more in that concoction. Ooh, that's probably way too much, but let's see what happens. Oh yeah. So the other thing is keeping it quite high up to the point that you are actually grazing that's a horrible word, grazing, that you're getting really close to your eye. It actually is really useful looking, I've found. So don't be scared. You can fix it up with a concealer at the end, but actually don't be scared to bring it really high up. I used to be really scared to do that, but the effect is quite nice. Okay. So that's how that's looking. Also, that combination, it absolutely lasts the entire day. Next step that I've been doing is using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the anti-aging one. I don't know whether it's anti-aging or not, but you know, whatever, giving it a go over the traditional ones. It feels exactly the same as the standard one. I do find that the order of things when you're getting older and you're dealing with more finicky skin is really important with your makeup. So while I'm just kind of letting that primer potion set in, I'm going to also put the e.l.f. Shape and Stay brow, it's called a brow pencil, but mate, that's not a brow pencil, product through my eyebrows, which as you can see, barely existent. but don't you worry, we'll make them appear. Now, a lot of you know this already, but I had breast cancer in 2019. So my brow hairs have always been really blonde, but yeah, it took a really long time for them to grow back in, but I've been really happy with how they've been looking lately with the products that I use. But yeah, so that wax, yeah, it's a wax, it's not a pencil. That wax will, I'll just give it a couple of minutes to kind of set in a bit and then add the pencil, and it makes a huge difference in the overall effect. Combining those two products helps it stay longer, and it helps it go on like it is like a primer for the eyebrows. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I've been having some trouble with my eyes lately. Just getting eye makeup to kind of not move around, and I think my hoods are coming out to play and they're kind of sagging a bit. But I've been playing around more. I see it as a challenge. So I've been playing around more with eyeliners and elongating the eye instead. I guess it's that cat eye, whatever people are calling it these days. So I'm using this as a base. This is the e.l.f. Cookies and Cream No Budge eyeshadow in Sweet Cream. It's a white base, just to brighten. And then just doing a little bit in the crease. So I'm going to use, again, a shadow stick. They seem to be a bit more forgiving than the drier powder eyeshadows. So this is the e.l.f. No Budge shadow stick, again in Magnetic Pull. It's just a cool kind of taupe color, so I'll just run that just above the crease. And then this is the e.l.f. crease brush, just to add some definition in there. And then I'm going to use the Benefit They're Real Extreme Precision Liner in brown. So this is inspired by Lana Davidson. She used this product to kind of do that cat eye. But basically, don't start on the inside. Start halfway. And bring it quite far out. Like that. Always lifting with the eyes. And then I'm just going to let that sit there for a bit while it dries, and then we're going to intensify it. And I'm going to move on to brows. So everything's kind of setting in between each step. So that brow wax has, you know, set a little bit, and then we'll just go in and this is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. It's my favorite. I'll just pop this on and then I'll work the product through with the brush. I've been quite liking kind of the bushy brow, but kind of straight across, not much of an arch. I just been digging that shape lately. And then I'm going to add the e.l.f. Wow Brow. This is in neutral brown. I've tried it in taupe, however you say it, and also in deep brown. The neutral brown I just picked up, and it's definitely my favorite. It's a really nice, really natural looking brown, which, as it says, it is neutral, so it's not pulling too warm, it's not pulling too cool, because I've got a lot of warmth in my hair color naturally and in my face. Like, I'm very pale but warm, a warm pale. A warm colored eyebrow product, it can pull red and look weird. So, but if you pull a cool one, then it could also look weird. So this neutral one is just perfect. Yeah, so I'll just work that product gently through. I don't want to lose any of it. Final step, that's all the steps with the brows. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And this just really keeps them in place. Now, you don't have to do all these steps. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I just find if I do all these, which it doesn't take long, like that took 2 seconds, then at the end of the day, they look exactly the same. So we're going to move back to the eyeliner. And this is where I'm going to use the Jones Road, the Best pencil. And this is in brown. Now, it's a big statement saying it's the best pencil. It's pretty good. It's a really traditional pencil. Like, it's just a, you know, it's just a really traditional pencil, but it goes on, it glides on really nicely. It lasts nicely. It's easy to use. It's a nice color. So yeah, is it the best? It's nice. Okay, I'm just going to go over what I did just to intensify it. And add a bit more kind of, I guess, texture. Okay, now I'm not going to get too hung up on these because I can't, because, you know, I've got lots of folds happening and it's just really tricky. So I go by the theory with makeup that no one's ever this close to you. Or the people that are that close to you don't care, like my daughter and my husband. So now I'm just going to add some brightness in the inner corner, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. Rose Gold Blush Duo for that. I'm going to use the really lovely silver highlighter side. Okay, curl my eyelashes with the e.l.f. eyelash curler. Now, wonderful tip from, I think is it Alexandra Anel on YouTube, I'll link her below, is to use the Urban Decay or any eyeshadow primer on your eyelashes before you put your mascara on. And it acts like one of those mascara primers in that it really beefs up your lashes. It really increases the volume in your lashes, but it still keeps the curl. It doesn't do anything weird, and you don't have to go and buy another product. You know, you just use what you have. So I'll put those on my eyelashes, and then I'm going to go in over top with Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara, which is still a big favourite of mine. This is the second one that I've bought. Right, this is how we're looking, and then we're going to go back with the Jones Road pencil and do some tight lining. We fab yet? Oh dear. Alright, now the other Jones Road product, the final one that I got, which is the Miracle Balm. This is in Dusty Rose. Okay, it's just that colour. So with these, you've got to really dig in to get the product, because if you don't dig in, the top layer is almost translucent, clear. So you've got to kind of dig in, and Bobby Brown always in her video shows that she puts it on her hand and then she pops it in. So this can be an all over blush, or it can be a blush topper. You can use it anywhere. It's really nice. Is it absolutely necessary? No. Is it nice? Yes. You can also, I quite like to put it on my lips at the end of putting whatever lip colour I'm putting on, just in the centre. So I'll do that as well so you can see. This will last, I reckon, 50 trillion years. Yeah, because you don't, you're not putting it all over your whole face. I guess depending on what the colour is. There are some bronzy ones that you'd probably use more. Now, does it feel sticky? This was the biggest criticism of it. Yes. Do I mind? Not really. Not really. I don't love using powders, but I will use a setting spray over the top of this, which will help a bit. But actually, like, I don't mind the feeling of, I don't say sticky skin, but, moisturised, non-dry skin. I don't mind that. So this product is fine for me. But if you absolutely want all of your products to set down, I'd say none of these Bobbi Brown products are for you. They're just not. Okay, so that's how that's looking. It's catching the light nicely. Looks natural, doesn't look weird. Move on to lips now. So I'm going to do a bit of liner first with MAC Oak lip liner. And then I'm going to go in with the lipstick from Mecca Max, which is super lovely. It's a Mecca Max Pout Pop lipstick in the shade Top Down. And it's a really nice component. Everything from Mecca Max is, which is an Australian brand. It's stores plus products, very similar to Sephora, but Australian. This is super moisturizing. It's really lovely color, and it's really a lovely component. And it's, you know, all of their products are really reasonably priced. So that's just a nice Sunday color. I think because that's really moisturizing, this won't have as big effect. If you're using like a lip stain and then you just pop a little bit of this on, then it's, you can see it more, has more of an effect, but I'll still pop some on. Okay. The last step is this Tarte Creaseless Concealer, Brightening Concealer. So this is one of the, in the Maracuja line. And this is in the color 13N Fair Light Neutral. And again, this is a beautiful concealer for dry skin. All these products that I'm using doesn't really set down, but it gives really good coverage, actually. And is also, I found, because I have got some scars on my chest from my cancer journey. If I put this on there and then go swimming, it doesn't come off, even if I haven't set it. So it does have really great staying power, even though it doesn't set down to any kind of powder finish. It stays hydrating, and some people might say a little bit sticky, but again, I don't mind that. Like, it's not annoying, but it's got really good coverage. And yeah, super forgiving on dry skinned peeps and peeps with mature skin. Looking quite bright there. I think we're done for now. I'm not going to add any more highlighter or anything because I'm glowing quite crazy. So yeah, when you look at the WTF foundation with all this together, it's really nice. It's super nice. Okay, I haven't done my hair, but I will, and I'll put some clothes on. I do have clothes on, but they're my pajamas. Okay, so this is the finished look.